From the release of the Game Boy in the 90s to the late 2000s, handheld consoles seemed like a revolutionary idea. You can take your home gaming experience anywhere you want. No TVs, no cables needed. Just take your favorite game cartridge and a little pocket device and play anywhere you want. With the technological progress of handhelds, the games and the experience was more and more comparable to the experience you could have with a home console. Many people fell in love with this idea, and so did I. As a kid, I owned a couple handhelds and loved playing games on them on any occasion, be it a long car ride, a boring family gathering, or just on my sofa in the living room. But as I grew older and older, I found myself losing my love for portable gaming. Part of it was probably me finally having a PC that doesn't crash at anything I try playing on it, but I more often than not find myself emulating older handheld games if I want to play them, rather than actually playing it on the real hardware that I own. In this video, I wanted to reminisce about all the pocket consoles I had throughout my childhood, the funny stories related to them, and the games I played. The situation with Nintendo is a bit complicated. In the country that I live in, Nintendo did not have an official distributor up until like 2014, when a Czech company called Conquest took over that role. But I only started actually seeing Nintendo ads and Nintendo consoles in shops since 2017 with the release of the Nintendo Switch, which I will come back to later in this video. This means that before 2014, the only way to get consoles branded by the fat red Italian plumber was to import them from other countries, which meant that it wasn't that popular and not many people had Nintendo stuff around that time. When it came to home consoles, we had a Polish company that made bootleg NES consoles, and that's how Polish people came to know Mario and all the other classic Nintendo characters.
Rodzinna gra komputerowa.
The Game Boy also was sold for a little bit and had a couple ads and stuff, but anything after that was kind of hard to get from what I know. But back to the topic at hand. My only experience with Nintendo handhelds pre-Switch, and disregarding emulation because this is not what the video is about, was a Game Boy Advance SP that I borrowed from my friend. I've had it for quite a long time because he just borrowed me it and forgot about it, but the experience was kind of limited because I only had 2 games on it. The games were Pokemon Yellow with the big ass cartridge sticking out of the console because it wasn't a GBA game, and a random 2D Crash Bandicoot game that I don't remember the name of. I'll plop it on the screen when I find it. Overall, I remember the Game Boy quite fondly. Even though I only had 2 games, I had quite a bit of fun with it as a kid, and I still got to play more of the Game Boy library when I found out about emulation later on. The PSP was my favorite handheld and probably the console that I spent the most time on as a kid. I played way too many games on it to count, but from memory I enjoyed playing the Dragon Ball games, both Shin Budokai and Tenkaichi Tag Team. I was a huge Dragon Ball fan as a kid, so I just really wanted all the Dragon Ball games on the PSP. I remember Patapon Free, Mega Man Powered Up, Sonic Rivals, and a lot more. My PSP was cracked, so I could get any games I wanted, so it's hard to remember everything I've played, really. I also had a small collection of physical games. Alright, so this is my small collection of physical PSP games I had. I had Ridge Racer, FIFA Street 2, which I don't think I ever played it. I think that was, whoa, that's dirty, what the fuck is that? I had that, I don't think I ever played it, I think it was my brother's shit. Dragon Ball Z. I had Tenkaichi Tag Team, I had a cracked, but I actually had a physical version of this one, which I remember I bought at literally like some random like electronics store while I was like at my uncle's place. Fight Night, EA Sports Fight Night Round 3. I don't know what this is either. I don't think I played this. Also probably my brother's thing. I've got Tekken Dark Resurrection for some reason in this box. I don't understand why it's in this box, but it's just in this box, so yeah. Patapon Free, goated game. Probably one of the most fun memories I have of the PSP. Really awesome game. Gonna replay it sometime. Star Wars, the Clone Wars, Republic Heroes, and Toy Story 3, bro. Who got Toy Story 3 on the PSP, bro? Make them look like this. Hell yeah. Since the PSP was the console that I spent the most time on as a kid, I've got a couple funny stories related to it that I'd like to share. The first one is when I was a kid, I used to not like sleeping a lot. I'd wake up really early in the morning, like 5 to like 6 a.m., sometimes even 4, and I'd like sneak past my parents where I was sleeping with them in their like bedroom, I'd sneak past them to sit on the sofa in the living room and just play like games on my PSP. And I shared my PSP with my older brother, and he had a GTA game on there. And I, as a little kid, like a 6-year-old child, I was obviously not allowed to play it, but whenever they weren't looking, I played the GTA game. And I remember one morning when I was playing like that at like 5, 6 a.m., my father woke up early and he saw me playing the GTA game because he asked what I was playing. And he just came close and looked at it and then just took my PSP and deleted it off the memory card, deleted the GTA game. I don't think I ever touched the PSP GTA games ever since that moment. Second story is related to how I got games on that PSP. As I mentioned, my PSP was cracked, so we could get any games we wanted. But for some reason, I don't know if my father just didn't know. I definitely didn't know because I was like a 6, 7-year-old child. But instead of just plugging it into a PC, downloading the games and like throwing them onto the folder, we'd go to this like specific game repair shop in our hometown, and we'd go there and just pay the guy to put the games on the PSP. Like, this shit was probably like the craziest bag ever, because like dude just got paid for downloading like ROMs off of CD Romance and then just throwing them onto fucking folders. Like it's crazy. That must have been like probably crazy bag if many people were doing that shit. But I remember we did that for some reason. And one time when we were going there, my father asked me like what games I want for the PSP next time we go there. And my dumbass said Minecraft. Like that's a thing on on the PSP. And somehow the dude got it. The dude got it. He got one of them fucking like them weird like Minecraft clones, the homebrew Minecraft clones that people were making. And it was just really janky. I remember booting it up once and then never playing it again, but I'm gonna play it right now if I find it. Hold. All right, we're here in PPSSPP, which is still the fucking funniest emulator name I've ever heard. I don't know how they came up with that shit, but I found the exact clone I was talking about. Lamecraft. Options, texture pack. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with that. Let's play. Let's have a random terrain, parametric terrain. What the hell? Do random, whatever. All right, we're in. Holy shit! I remember this. How do I don't know how I move my camera. Oh, it's the face buttons. You move your camera with the face buttons. That's really funny. How do you jump? I guess you don't fucking jump. Hold on, let me save an exit and see the controls. Alright, I have discovered that you jump with the fucking select button. This is great. Oh, obviously it's dog shit, you know? Obviously it's ass. But like, considering the fact that they had to make this shit on the PSP. Fuck. Considering the fact they had to make this shit on the PSP, I think it's quite impressive. This still wasn't... Fuck, bro. You messed up the buttons. Can't even build a dick in fake Minecraft. Like, it's so over. It's quite impressive. For it being on the PSP, I think it's quite impressive. Let me just place the rest. Boom. Alright. That's enough of fake Minecraft, I think. Overall, the PSP was my favorite console to play on as a kid. Lots of great memories with it, and I'm a big fan of the game library. The PS Vita was weird. I got it for Christmas when I was like 10 or 11, and initially I was very excited about it, but I didn't end up playing it that much because I didn't have that many games for it. Alright, this is my even smaller collection of physical games for the PS Vita. So we've had Minecraft, for some reason, Call of Duty Black Ops spin-off. I don't remember when I got this or how I got this, but I played it. It's as good as far as a Call of Duty game on a PS Vita can get, you know, with the controls and such. Reality Fighters, this was like a crazy gimmick game. It was a really good game to have as a kid because it's like a really shitty fighter game, but it let you like take pictures of you or like your friend and make them into characters so you could like fight each other, and it was really stupid. I used to have a lot of fun with that when I was a kid, so Need for Speed Most Wanted, that's kind of self-explanatory. These are the newer ones, so it's kind of ass. because the older most wanted was better. Uncharted, the only PS Vita Uncharted game. I used to be a big fan of Uncharted. I played like every single game in the series. Very fun video game. If you own a PlayStation console and you haven't played Uncharted, that's something to play. And then Dragon Ball Battle of Z, because I was just a Dragon Ball fan. I needed everything Dragon Ball. Barely remember this game, but I think it was good. Everything like that. Nowadays, I think it's one of the best portables around because of the really good build, comfortable controls, and how easy it is to crack. I decided to crack my Vita earlier this year, and playing around with it has been fun. There's so many possibilities for emulation, and you get the whole PSP library as well because you can just turn it into a PSP anytime with Adrenaline. I think it's a really great handheld overall, but as I said in the intro, because of emulation, I kind of don't play on it at all, even though I spent money to get an overkill SD card with an adapter for it. I put Nintendo Switch in the honorable mentions because it's kind of a halfway handheld since you can also play on a TV. I got it on release day in 2017, and I really loved it as a kid, especially because of the game library. My most played games were Breath of the Wild, which is also one of my favorite games of all time, and Super Mario Maker 2. My collection of games for the Switch was also pretty small. I had a couple more games digitally, but it still wasn't that much. Time for my even smaller collection physicals for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not even gonna like describe them that much. Everybody knows these games. It's just Breath of the Wild, Mario Maker 2, 1-2 Switch, Splatoon 2. Is all I had, and then like some digital games. Yeah. The Switch could honestly be a console I'd still use to this day because of the game library and how emulating it is a bit more convoluted and I can't be bothered to set it up on my computer, but I don't because of the fucking Joy-Cons. The drift issue is real annoying. You see that? Like, fuck. I opened the console and it started drifting, like shit. Chillax for a second, I'm trying to record a fucking gameplay. And I don't feel like spending big cash on new Joy-Cons every 6 months when they start drifting again. I could buy a Pro controller, but then I'll miss out on the handheld part of the deal unless I want to play it in tabletop mode at a time. I still really want to play Tears of the Kingdom though, I'll get to it one day. Overall, I really enjoyed my time with the Switch as a child, but nowadays it has also gone away like the rest of my handheld consoles. One last console I'll mention in this video, I put in kind of as a joke, is this Chinese little bootleg Tetris console called Brick Game 9999 in 1. I don't really remember where I got it from, but I remember playing on it a bunch as a kid. I had a bunch of different Tetris-based games. You had the original regular Tetris, or like Tetris modifiers, but there was also some creative stuff on it, like a racing game or a snake game recreated with the Tetris blocks. It was quite fun to play around with as a child. To sum up, portable gaming has played a big part in my childhood, and I have many fond memories of playing video games this way. But nowadays, to me, it has become a thing of the past. Even with the release of things like the Steam Deck or the many portable computers that exist, it doesn't really seem all that appealing to me, and still the most comfortable way for me to play video games is on my computer. I'm fine with it, but sometimes I do miss the feeling of just kicking it back on the couch and having fun with some of my favorite games. Hey, I just quickly wanted to say thank you if you made it this far into the video. This is my first video where I wrote a whole script for it and just read it out, so I'm really worried about how it came out. I really appreciate some criticism regarding the writing, or my narration, or the editing. Anything, I'd really appreciate the thoughts. So, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, all that classic stuff, and if you want more of me, check out my music. I make music, I rap and I sing and I produce music. It's gonna be in the description. Have a nice rest of your day / night. Bye. Look what I had to fucking create to get these overhead shots. See this shit? Fucking tower. That's what I had to fucking create.